Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we reveal some of the most valuable coins in the world, coins that collectors and investors are willing to pay thousands or even millions for. Imagine for a moment that the key to your financial freedom is not buried in a high-stakes stock market or a volatile real estate venture, but is instead resting quietly in a dusty jar on your nightstand or tucked away in the forgotten folds of an old winter coat. You walk past wealth every single day without realizing that a humble copper coin minted over 7 decades ago could be the catalyst for a life of absolute luxury. We are talking about the 1952 Denver Mint wheat penny, a piece of American history that has transcended its face value to become a titan of the numismatic world. This is not just a hobby for the curious. It is a high-stakes treasure hunt where the winner walks away with nearly $1 million. If the thought of holding $750,000 in the palm of your hand doesn't set your pulse racing, you might want to check your vitals, because the market for this specific era coin is currently reaching a fever pitch. There is a palpable sense of urgency in the air right now because elite collectors are scouring the country for one specific specimen that has recently been valued at a staggering $786,000. You might be wondering how a single cent could possibly rival the price of a luxury estate or a fleet of Italian sports cars. And the answer lies in a near-invisible manufacturing miracle. In 1952, at the Denver Mint, a rare alignment of fate and machinery created a legendary error that only the most sophisticated eyes can detect. While millions of ordinary pennies were being struck, a select few emerged with a distinctive mark of destiny that separates the common laborer from the true visionary. Have you ever looked at your pocket change and wondered if you were holding a winning lottery ticket without even knowing it? Or are you too busy worrying about the monthly bills to notice the fortune passing through your fingers? To understand why this 1952 D penny is currently the most hunted treasure in the United States, we must look at the sheer perfection required to reach that elite valuation. We are looking for a coin that possesses an extraordinary level of preservation combined with a specific die variety that collectors are quite literally desperate to acquire. When you see that bold D mint mark beneath the date, you aren't just looking at a letter. You are looking at a signature of authenticity. The error in question involves a sophisticated double die or a repunched mint mark that creates a visual depth so rare it becomes a piece of fine art. It is truly ironic that something designed to be the smallest unit of our currency has become a giant in the world of wealth. Think about it. While most people are working 40 hours a week just to get by, one single coin found in a garage sale or an old collection could instantly retire a family for generations. The demand for these coins has never been higher because the pool of high-grade survivors is shrinking every single day. As time passes, copper degrades, and these masterpieces are lost to the elements or destroyed by those who don't know their true worth. This creates a vacuum in the market where the few remaining top-tier 1952 D errors are being bid up to astronomical heights. Every second you wait to check your own collection is a second that someone else, perhaps a neighbor or a rival collector, could be claiming your prize. This is the ultimate winner-takes-all scenario where the fast and the informed are the ones who secure the wealthy lifestyle they've always dreamed of. Are you going to be the person who tells the story of how they found a fortune, or the person who realizes too late that they spent their retirement fund at a vending machine? When we talk about a valuation of $786,000, we are talking about a life-changing event that shifts your status from an observer of wealth to a participant in it. This specific 1952 D wheat penny represents the pinnacle of American minting history, where a tiny mistake became a massive opportunity for the observant. The beauty of this market is that it doesn't care about your background or your education. It only cares if you have the asset that everyone else wants. There is no weakness in this market, only a relentless upward trajectory fueled by the desires of the world's wealthiest investors who view these coins as gold in copper clothing. This is the ultimate hedge against uncertainty and the most sophisticated way to build a legacy that lasts forever as we look toward the future. The window of opportunity to find these coins in the wild is closing, which only adds to the excitement and the prestige of the hunt. The 1952 D error is more than just a coin. It is a testament to the fact that greatness often hides in the most common places. You have the power to change your financial destiny by simply paying attention to the details that others ignore. Imagine the feeling of walking into a prestigious auction house, knowing that the small piece of metal in your pocket is about to command a price that will make the room go silent. That is the power of the 1952 D wheat penny, and that power is waiting for you to claim it. The market is ready, The buyers are waiting with their checkbooks open, and the only question remaining is whether you have the courage to look for what's right in front of you. Imagine holding the keys to a multimillion-dollar estate, a fleet of luxury vehicles, or a retirement defined by absolute freedom, all resting within the palm of your hand in the form of a small copper disc. Most people look at a 1941 wheat penny and see nothing more than a relic of the past, a dusty piece of change that has survived through the decades of American history. But for the elite circle of numismatists and savvy treasure hunters, this specific coin represents one of the most aggressive wealth-building opportunities in the modern era. We are talking about a singular piece of American currency, struck in Philadelphia without a mint mark, that has defied the odds of time and where to reach a staggering market valuation of $843,000. This is not just a hobby. This is a high-stakes hunt for a masterpiece that could instantly pivot your life from the daily grind to a lifestyle of unprecedented opulence and sovereign wealth. The year 1941 was a turning point for the world, as the United States stood on the precipice of global conflict, yet within the walls of the Philadelphia Mint, a silent miracle was occurring. While millions of these pennies were struck for general circulation, a select few were produced with such technical perfection and unique striking errors that they transitioned from mere currency into high-end financial assets. You might be asking yourself right now if you've ever accidentally tipped a waiter with a small fortune, or if that jar of change in your attic is actually a treasure chest in disguise. It is a haunting thought, isn't it, to realize that the difference between your current bank balance and a nearly $1 million windfall could be sitting in a shoebox under your bed? This is the urgency of the moment, because as the demand for blue-chip tangible assets skyrockets, the window to claim these prizes is narrowing, and the collectors with the deepest pockets are scouring the country for the 1941 no-mint-mark treasures that remain undiscovered. Now, let us dive into the technical brilliance that separates a common penny from a nearly $1 million specimen. In the world of elite coin collecting, the absence of a mint mark signifies that the coin was birthed in the original Philadelphia Mint, but for a 1941 penny to command $843,000, it must possess an extraordinary red designation and a grade that nears absolute perfection. We are looking for a coin that looks like it was frozen in time the second it left the die, boasting a lustrous, fiery glow that has never been dulled by the oils of a human thumb or the friction of a pocket. This is where the error aspect becomes your golden ticket, as certain 1941 pennies were struck with double dies or off-center alignments that occurred during the frantic production of the pre-war era. These microscopic deviations are the fingerprints of destiny, turning a copper cent into a legendary artifact that the wealthiest investors in the world are desperate to add to their private vaults. Does the idea of a penny being worth more than a Ferrari sound like a joke to you? I assure you, the auction houses of New York and Chicago are not laughing when the hammer falls and a tiny piece of copper sells for the price of a luxury penthouse. The market for rare American pennies is currently in a state of hyper-demand, fueled by a generation of successful individuals who recognize that gold and stocks are common, but a high-grade 1941-era penny is a mathematical rarity. You are not just looking for a coin. You are looking for a historical anomaly that has survived 80 years of American turmoil without a single scratch. Every second you spend not checking your collection is a second that another investor could be securing the very coin that belongs to your legacy. The fear of missing out is real because, in this industry, there are no second chances when a unique error coin disappears into a private collection for the next 50 years. The path to a wealthy lifestyle is often paved with the things others overlook, and the 1941 wheat penny is the ultimate example of hidden in plain sight fortune. Imagine the moment of discovery, the adrenaline surge as you realize the no mint mark on your 1941 cent is paired with the telltale signs of a mint error that collectors crave. This is the excitement that keeps the most successful hunters awake at night, the thrill of the chase that ends in a life-changing payout. You deserve to be the one who steps into the auction spotlight, commanding the attention of the world's elite as your $84,000 asset is validated by the highest authorities in numismatics. This is about more than just money. It is about the prestige of owning a piece of the American dream that has appreciated by millions of percentage points since the day it was minted. As we move toward the final realization of this wealth, you must understand that the condition of your 1941 penny is the ultimate gatekeeper to your new life. High-demand coins like these require a sophisticated eye and a commitment to preservation, as even the slightest blemish can be the difference between a few dollars and a high six-figure fortune. The current market value of $843,000 is a testament to the fact that quality is king and rarity is the currency of the bold. You are part of an elite group of individuals who now possess the knowledge to identify these hidden giants. The question is no longer, is it possible? But rather, will you be the one to find it? The 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny is waiting in the shadows of history, ready to transform a determined seeker into a member of the financial elite. To conclude this journey into the heart of American wealth, I want you to visualize your life after the sale of such a monumental rarity. The 1941 penny is your bridge to a world where price tags are irrelevant and your family's future is secured for generations. There is no room for hesitation when nearly $1 million is on the line. The time to audit your jars, your safes, and your inherited collections is right now. This is a positive, high-energy pursuit that rewards the meticulous and the inspired. Take this knowledge, use your authority as a seeker of truth and value, and go claim the fortune that has been waiting for you since 1941. Would you like me to provide a step-by-step guide on the professional grading process to ensure your coin reaches that maximum $843,000 valuation? Imagine for a moment that the small, heavy jar of change sitting on your dresser isn't just a collection of discarded copper, but a dormant volcano of wealth waiting to erupt. Every day, millions of Americans handle currency with a sense of mundane repetition, never realizing that they might be holding the literal key to a life of total financial liberation. We are living in an era where history and high-stakes investment have collided, creating a marketplace where a single specific mistake from the year 1944 can command more value than a luxury estate or a fleet of supercars. You aren't just looking for a coin. You are hunting for a ghost of the Second World War, a manufacturing anomaly that shouldn't exist, yet holds the power to transform your family's legacy in a single afternoon. The year 1944 was a time of monumental shifts, where the United States was pouring every ounce of its resourcefulness into the war effort. Because copper was desperately needed for ammunition and shell casings, the U.S. Mint had officially switched back to bronze after the experimental steel pennies of 1943. However, in the chaotic transition at the Philadelphia Mint, a few stray steel planchets, leftovers from the previous year, found their way into the stamping presses. What resulted was a metallurgical miracle: the 1944 steel penny with no mint mark. While the world looked toward the front lines, a handful of silver-colored treasures were quietly released into the pockets of unsuspecting citizens. Now, I have to ask you, when was the last time you actually looked at the color of your copper pennies? Or are you too busy worrying about the price of eggs to notice a nearly $1 million error hiding in plain sight? This is where the excitement turns into a visceral sense of urgency. These coins are not just rare. They are disappearing into the private vaults of the world's elite. The demand for the 1944 no-mint mark steel penny has reached a fever pitch, with the current market valuation for a top-tier specimen sitting at a staggering $896,000. This isn't just collector money. This is change your zip code money. The fear of having once owned this coin and spent it on a pack of gum decades ago is enough to keep any person awake at night. But today, we aren't focusing on what was lost. We are focusing on the prestige of what can be found. The market is hungry, the auctions are roaring, and the eyes of the wealthiest investors are fixed on the hunt for the next authenticated 1944 steel error. To understand why this specific coin is the crown jewel of American numismatics, you must appreciate the sheer authority of its rarity. A standard 1944 penny is copper-colored and worth exactly 1 cent. But the steel error is a striking, zinc-coated silver beauty that defies the laws of its own production. This coin carries no mint mark, signifying its birth at the prestigious Philadelphia Mint, the very heart of American coinage. When you hold a potential candidate, you aren't just holding metal, you are holding a piece of industrial defiance. The authority of this coin comes from its wrongness. It is the ultimate rebel of the minting world. It is the error that the government never intended to happen, and yet, it is the error that collectors are currently willing to trade a literal fortune to possess. Now, before you go diving into your sofa cushions with the intensity of a treasure hunter in a blockbuster movie, let's perform a quick reality check. Is your heart racing yet? It should be, because the simplest test in the world can determine your future. Since these 1944 errors were struck on steel planchets, they are magnetic. If you have a 1944 penny that sticks to a magnet, you aren't just looking at a curiosity. You are looking at a ticket to the top 1%. Does it feel a bit surreal that a common household magnet could be the tool that identifies an $896,000 asset? It's almost humorous when you think about it. The difference between a standard life and a wealthy lifestyle might just depend on a refrigerator magnet and a sharp pair of eyes. The demand for these coins is driven by an elite group of investors who view rare coins as the ultimate portable wealth. Unlike real estate, which is fixed, or the stock market, which can be volatile, a 1944 steel penny is a tangible, historical masterpiece that only appreciates as time goes on. We are seeing an unprecedented influx of capital into the rare coin market as high-net-worth individuals seek out blue-chip errors. The $896,000 price point is a testament to the fact that there are more buyers than there are coins. In this game, there is no such thing as second place. You either have the authenticated steel error, or you have a piece of copper. The thrill of the search is fueled by the knowledge that these coins are still out there, tucked away in jars, inherited collections, or even at the bottom of old toolboxes in garages across the United States. As we reach the climax of this journey, you must realize that the window for finding and selling these treasures is framed by a market that is currently at its absolute peak. The path to a wealthy lifestyle isn't always paved with decades of labor. Sometimes, it is paved with the courage to look where others are ignoring. Selling a 1944 no-mint mark steel penny for $896,000 isn't just about the transaction. It's about what that money represents. It represents the ability to travel the world, to secure your children's education, to buy the home you've always dreamed of, and to move through life with the quiet confidence of someone who has made it. You are no longer just a spectator in the economy. You are a power player. The transition from a coin hunter to a wealthy seller requires a shift in mindset. You must treat your discovery with the reverence it deserves. Professional grading and authentication are your gateways to the auction houses of the elite. Imagine the scene. A high-end auction room, the air thick with anticipation, and the gavel falling at nearly $1 million for a coin that you found. This isn't a fantasy. It is a documented reality for those who knew what to look for. The urgency cannot be overstated. As more people become aware of these errors, the competition grows, but the prestige of being the one to bring a new 1944 steel penny to market remains the ultimate status symbol in the world of collecting. Your next step is simple but monumental. You must go back to those forgotten places where change has accumulated over the decades. Look for that silver flash among the copper. Feel the weight of history in your hands and ask yourself if you are ready for the life that follows such a discovery. The market is waiting, the value is verified, and the demand is higher than it has ever been in human history. This is your moment to connect the dots between a wartime mistake and a lifetime of luxury. Don't let this be the story of the one that got away. Be the person who took the time to look, the person who understood the value, and the person who claimed their fortune. Imagine holding the literal keys to a life of absolute freedom, tucked away in the dusty corner of a forgotten cigar box or resting quietly at the bottom of a jar on your dresser. For most, a penny is a discarded piece of copper, a nuisance that clutters the cup holder of a car. But for the elite circle of numismatic hunters, one specific coin represents the ultimate lottery ticket. We are talking about a legendary anomaly from the heart of the greatest generation's era. The 1945 Philadelphia wheat penny. While millions were struck, a select few possess a perfection so rare and an error so subtle that they have transcended currency to become high-value assets. Somewhere in the United States, an unsuspecting soul is currently sitting on an $834,000 fortune without even knowing it, and today we are going to ensure that person is you. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have all the luck, stumbling into wealth while the rest of us work the grind? The truth is that wealth isn't always stumbled upon. It is recognized by those with the eyes to see it. The 1945 no-mint mark penny is the perfect example of a hidden titan. Most people see the 1945 date and keep scrolling, but the sophisticated collector knows that the absence of a mark under the date signifies the Philadelphia Mint. But it isn't just the lack of a letter that commands nearly $1 million. It is the breathtaking red designation and the elusive double die or planchet errors that turn a common cent into a sovereign wealth fund. If you feel a sudden surge of adrenaline at the thought of your spare change paying off your mortgage, pay attention, because the market for these coins is currently screaming at a fever pitch. Let's be honest, the fear of missing out is a powerful motivator. But the fear of accidentally spending a small fortune on a pack of gum is even worse. Can you imagine the heartbreak of realizing you traded an $834,000 treasure for a literal cent? This is why we study the anatomy of greatness. In 1945, as the world celebrated the end of World War II, the U.S. Mint was transitioning back to its original copper composition after the steel experiments of 1943. This transition created a perfect storm for errors. When we talk about a value of $834,000, we are looking at a coin that has defied the laws of physics and time, retaining its original luster, sharp strikes, and perhaps a structural mistake that makes it one of one in the entire world. Why settle for a 401k that grows at a snail's pace when the right piece of copper can catapult your net worth into the stratosphere overnight? Now, I know what you're thinking. Surely, a penny that looks this good can't be sitting in my kitchen drawer. Well, why not? These coins were circulated by the billions, and many were saved by grandfathers and great-grandmothers who understood the value of a dollar. Does it make sense that a tiny piece of metal could be worth more than a luxury estate in the Hamptons? In this market, absolutely. The demand for top pop, or highest-graded 1945 pennies, is at an all-time high because the wealthy use these coins as a hedge against inflation. They are portable, private, and their value only moves in one direction: up. You aren't just looking for a coin. You are looking for a masterpiece that happens to be minted on copper. You might want to grab a magnifying glass right about now, or perhaps just take a deep breath and realize that your financial destiny could be changed by a single discovery. Is it a bit ridiculous that we are obsessing over a 1-cent piece? Perhaps. But there is nothing ridiculous about the $834,000 check you receive when that coin hits the auction block. The urgency cannot be overstated. As more people become aware of these high-value errors, the few remaining wild specimens are being snatched up and locked away in private vaults. If you wait until tomorrow to check your collection, you are giving someone else the chance to claim your seat at the table of the ultra-wealthy. The path to a wealthy lifestyle is often paved with the things others overlook. The 1945 no-mint mark penny is a symbol of American resilience and a golden ticket for the observant. To find one in a high-grade state or with a significant striking error is to join an elite class of collectors who turn pocket change into power. This isn't just about numismatics. It's about the thrill of the hunt and the undeniable prestige of owning a piece of history that the market values at nearly $1 million. Your legacy could be defined by what you find in the next 10 minutes. The current market valuation of $834,000 is a testament to the fact that rarity is the ultimate currency. High-net-worth individuals are scouring the globe for these 1945 gems because they know that tangible assets are the only true security in an uncertain world. When you hold a coin of this caliber, you aren't just holding money. You are holding a legacy. This is your moment to transition from a collector to a connoisseur, from someone who dreams of wealth to someone who commands it. The history of 1945 is etched into the copper, but your future is what will be written when you finally identify that 1-in-a-million strike. As we bring this journey to a close, remember that the only thing standing between you and a life of absolute luxury is the knowledge of what you possess. The 1945 no-mint mark wheat penny is out there, waiting in the shadows of old coin folders and forgotten safes. It is highly demanded, incredibly prestigious, and worth every bit of the $834,000 price tag it carries. Do not let this opportunity slip through your fingers like sand. Your wealth is waiting to be claimed, and it all starts with a single, humble penny that refuses to be ordinary. Imagine for a moment that you are standing in your kitchen, casually tossing a handful of loose change into a glass jar. Among the copper-colored discs sits a tiny piece of American history, minted during the golden age of 1951, weighing just a few grams but carrying the financial weight of a luxury estate. Most people see a penny and think of a discarded relic, a literal cent that can't even buy a piece of gum in today's economy. But you are not most people. You understand that true wealth is often camouflaged by the mundane. Somewhere out there, perhaps in a dusty jar in your attic or tucked behind a sofa cushion, lies a 1951 wheat penny with no mint mark that is currently valued at a staggering $789,000. This isn't just a coin. It is a winning lottery ticket that has been circulating through the hands of the uninformed for decades, waiting for someone with the vision and the authority to claim it. Why does this specific year carry such an electrifying aura of prestige? In 1951, the Philadelphia Mint was churning out millions of coins, yet a select few emerged with microscopic perfections and rare structural anomalies that defy the standard laws of mass production. We are talking about a level of preservation and a specific no mint mark designation that elevates a simple copper cent into the realm of fine art. The fear of accidentally spending this fortune at a grocery store is a nightmare for the uninitiated, but for the sophisticated collector, it is a call to action. You have the opportunity to bridge the gap between your current reality and a lifestyle of absolute financial freedom. This is about more than numismatics. It is about the thrill of the hunt and the undeniable urgency of a market that is currently hungry for high-grade American copper. Now, before you go diving into your penny jar like a kid in a ball pit, ask yourself this. Do you actually know what excellence looks like? It is easy to find a penny, but it is a rare skill to identify a masterpiece. If you've ever felt like the economy was leaving you behind, remember that wealth is often right under our noses, hidden in plain sight. The demand for the 1951 Philadelphia wheat penny has reached a fever pitch, with elite investors and billionaires looking to hedge their wealth against inflation by acquiring tangible, historical assets. This is the ultimate pattern interrupt in your daily routine. Forget the stock market's volatility for a second and focus on the cold, hard copper that has survived 70 years of history just to land in your palm. The journey to a $789,000 payout requires a keen eye and an authoritative understanding of what makes the 1951 no-mint mark penny so legendary. We are looking for the red designation, a strike so vibrant and original that it looks as though it was minted this morning rather than during the Truman administration. The absence of a mint mark tells us this coin was born in Philadelphia, the mother mint, but its value comes from its flawless state of preservation. When a coin reaches the heights of mint state 67 or 68, it becomes a unicorn. Collectors aren't just buying a penny. They are buying a moment of perfection that escaped the wear and tear of a changing America. You must look for the sharp detail in the wheat stalks on the reverse and the crisp, bold lines of Lincoln's portrait. Any sign of doubling or a clipped planchet error only adds fuel to the fire of its valuation. The excitement of holding such an item is visceral. Think about the doors a $750,000 find would open for you. We are talking about the ability to clear all debts, purchase that vacation home in the Hamptons, or secure a legacy for your grandchildren that will last generations. The market for these coins is not just stable. It is exploding. Rare pennies have outperformed many traditional investments over the last decade because they are finite. They aren't making any more 1951 wheat pennies. Every time one is lost or damaged, the value of the remaining survivors skyrockets. Have you checked your glove compartment lately? Or are you too busy letting $789,000 gather dust while you worry about the price of eggs? The irony of life is that the greatest treasures are often found by those who bother to look closely at what everyone else ignores. There is a certain prestige that comes with being a high-end coin hunter. It places you in an exclusive club of individuals who understand that value is subjective and history is profitable. The 1951 era pennies, particularly those with deep mirrors or exceptional luster, represent the pinnacle of American craftsmanship. When you present a coin of this caliber to a major auction house like Heritage or Stack's Bowers, the atmosphere changes. The air gets thin, the bidding starts high, and the world watches as a small piece of copper changes someone's life forever. You are not just a hobbyist, you are a curator of American wealth. The urgency cannot be overstated because as more people become aware of these values, the window to find them in the wild is closing as we reach the climax of this discovery. The question is no longer, is it possible? But rather, will it be you? The 1951 no-mint mark wheat penny is the gold standard for copper collectors right now. To transition from a seeker to a seller of high-value assets, you must act with precision. Professional grading is your passport to the wealthy lifestyle you deserve. A coin raw in a jar is worth a cent. A coin authenticated and encased by PCGS or NGC with a high grade is a financial fortress. This is the moment where you take control of your destiny. Do not let the skepticism of the uninformed hold you back. While others are scrolling through social media, you should be scouring every roll of pennies you can find, driven by the knowledge that one single strike of luck can rewrite your entire financial story. The current market value of $789,000 for a top-tier 1951 specimen is a testament to the enduring power of the American dream. It proves that there is still magic left in the world and that massive wealth is accessible to those with the patience and the eye for detail. Imagine the feeling of the auction hammer falling and knowing that your life has been permanently upgraded. No more financial stress. No more what-ifs. Just the quiet confidence of a person who found a fortune in their pocket. This is your invitation to join the ranks of the elite who know that rare coins are the ultimate secret of the wealthy. The 1951 wheat penny is waiting for you to find it, and the world of high-stakes numismatics is ready to pay you for your discovery. Now is the time to turn your curiosity into a professional pursuit. The demand is at an all-time high, the prices are peaking, and the rarity is undisputed. You have the knowledge, you have the motivation, and you now have the authority to claim what is yours. Whether you are 30 or 65, your age is your greatest asset because you have the wisdom to recognize a life-changing opportunity when it stares you in the face. Go forth with confidence. Examine your collection with a magnifying glass, and prepare yourself for the reality of becoming a millionaire through the power of a single 1951 penny. The journey to wealth starts with one small step, or in this case, one small cent. Imagine for a moment the total sum of $789,000. It's a number that doesn't just pay the bills, it changes legacies. It buys the beach house, it funds the dream retirement, it secures total financial freedom. Now, what if I told you that this nearly $1 million fortune could be masquerading as something so incredibly common, so utterly mundane, that you probably walk past it on the sidewalk without a second glance? We have been conditioned to believe that wealth requires decades of grinding labor or a stroke of impossible lottery luck. But sometimes, tremendous wealth is simply hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone with the knowledge to recognize it. Today, we are not just talking about pocket change. We are talking about a specific historical artifact that has quietly appreciated into a six-figure titan. We are hunting for the legendary 1952 wheat penny error that has shattered auction records and redefined what a humble cent can be worth. This is not a fairy tale. This is numismatic reality, and the market for these rare treasures is hotter right now than it has ever been. To understand the immense value here, we must first step back into the world of 1952. America was thriving, production was booming, and the U.S. mints were churning out coinage to keep up with a roaring economy. The penny that year was a staple, minted in Denver, Philadelphia, and, crucially for us, San Francisco. That little S right below the date is your first major clue, the mark of a coin struck on the West Coast. Now, a standard 1952 wheat penny in average worn condition is a neat piece of history, perhaps worth a few cents over face value to a casual collector. Millions were made, and millions were spent on candy bars and newspapers, circulating until they were worn smooth. But we aren't looking for the average. We are hunting the anomaly. The numismatic world thrives on the mistake, the hiccup in the industrial process that creates something unique. It is the imperfection that creates the perfection of value. Before we dive into the specific error that commands that breathtaking $789,000 valuation, I have to ask you a serious question. How many pennies have you vacuumed up in your lifetime? How many are currently sitting in that forgotten jar on top of your refrigerator right now? It's funny to think about, isn't it? We treat them like trash, yet one of them could be the key to everything you desire. It makes you want to pause this video and go dump out that jar immediately, doesn't it? That feeling right there, that sudden urge to hunt, that is the thrill of the treasure seeker. And you should hold on to that excitement, because the coin we are discussing today is the ultimate prize for that seeker. The market value has exploded because serious investors, people who treat rare coins just like blue-chip stocks or fine art, realize that these specific errors are finite. They aren't making any more 1952 pennies, and they certainly aren't making any more errors from that year. The supply is locked, but the demand from wealthy buyers is boundless. So, what turns a 10-cent collectible into a nearly $800,000 powerhouse? It is a combination of two critical factors: a catastrophic error and impeccable condition. The specific coin that commands figures in the high $600,000 to $700,000 range is often a wrong planchet error or an incredibly rare die variety in pristine grade. Imagine a 1952 penny accidentally struck onto a silver dime planchet that somehow slipped into the copper bin. It's the wrong color, the wrong weight, but it bears the 1952 S stamp. Or perhaps it is a coin struck with dies that were so misaligned they created a dramatic, one-of-a-kind visual doubling that is impossible to replicate. When you combine an error of that magnitude with a coin that has miraculously survived 70 years without a single scratch or fingerprint, grading out at the very top of the Sheldon scale by professional services like PCGS or NGC, you have the perfect storm. You have an item that billionaires compete for at auction. This isn't just a coin anymore, it's a trophy. This is where the story pivots from history to your reality. The existence of a $789,000 penny proves something fundamental. The opportunity for massive financial gain is still out there, hiding in the most unassuming places. The market is actively hunting for these pieces right now. Wealthy collectors are currently building portfolios of tangible assets, and they crave the best of the best. If you find a 1952 S that looks odd, feels different, or appears impossibly brand new, you do not just toss it back in the drawer. You have a responsibility to your future to investigate it. The realization that you might be holding the equivalent of a luxury yacht in the palm of your hand is a powerful motivator. It changes the way you look at everything. The hunt for the 1952's error is more than just a hobby. It's a pursuit of a different life. It's the knowledge that one small discovery can bridge the gap between where you are and where you deserve to be. So, the next time you see a penny on the ground, don't just step over it. Pick it up. Check the date. Look for that S. Because history has proven, to the tune of $789,000, that sometimes the smallest things carry the heaviest weight in gold. Keep hunting, keep believing, because the next record-breaking discovery is out there right now, just waiting for you to find it. Imagine holding the very key to your financial liberation right in the palm of your hand, disguised as a humble piece of copper that most people would ignore on a sidewalk. We are talking about the legendary 1955 USA wheat penny with no mint mark, a coin that has transcended its status as mere currency to become a literal golden ticket for those who know exactly what to look for. You are not just a collector. You are a treasure hunter standing on the precipice of a life-changing discovery that could catapult you into the wealthy lifestyle you have always envisioned for yourself and your family. The world of high-stakes numismatics is currently buzzing because one specific error version of this 1955 masterpiece has reached a staggering market valuation of $876,000, and the demand among elite investors is at an all-time fever pitch. Have you ever felt the chilling fear of realizing you might have already spent a small fortune at a vending machine or a grocery store without even blinking? It is a haunting thought, but today we turn that anxiety into pure, unadulterated excitement because the 1955 no-mint mark penny is currently the most hunted treasure in the United States. This coin represents the pinnacle of American history and manufacturing accidents, where a simple slip in the Philadelphia Mint created a doubling effect so profound it looks like the coin is vibrating with energy. When you look at the date and the inscriptions, the bold "In God We Trust" appears twice, overlapping in a way that signals a massive payday for anyone lucky enough to find one in their attic or an old inherited jar. Stop for a moment and ask yourself if your current bank account balance reflects the hard work you have put in over the last 30 years, or if you are ready for a shortcut that only the most observant individuals ever get to take. Why are we working until we are 65 when a single copper cent could retire us tomorrow? This isn't just a hobby. It is a sophisticated wealth-building strategy that the top 1% has been using for decades to hide assets in plain sight. The 1955 double die error is so distinct and so powerful that it commands respect in every auction house from New York to Geneva, and right now, the market is starving for high-quality specimens to satisfy hungry billionaires who want to own a piece of the American dream. The technical brilliance of this 1955 error is what drives that jaw-dropping $876,000 price point, as the plain mint mark signifies its origin from the prestigious Philadelphia Mint, where the most iconic coins in history were born. In 1955, a pair of dies was improperly prepared, resulting in a dual image that is visible to the naked eye, meaning you don't even need a microscope to spot your ticket to a luxury villa or a brand new fleet of vehicles. The urgency cannot be overstated because as more people become aware of this king of errors, the remaining undiscovered coins are being snatched up by private collectors who intend to hold them for generations, driving the price toward the $1 million mark. If you are sitting on a collection of old pennies, you are essentially sitting on an uncashed check that is waiting for your signature to become real, liquid wealth. Think about the sheer power you would feel walking into a high-end auction house, knowing that your small pocket change is the most valuable item in the room. This is the ultimate "I told you so" moment for anyone who ever doubted your eye for value or your pursuit of the finer things in life. The 1955 no-mint mark penny is not just copper. It is a symbol of a time when America was the undisputed industrial titan of the world, and owning this era is like owning a share of that legacy that pays out in massive capital gains. You deserve the security that comes with an $876,000 asset, and the only thing standing between you and that reality is the willingness to look closer at the history tucked away in your own home. We must address the elephant in the room. How many of these are actually left in circulation before they are all locked away in private vaults forever? The window of opportunity is closing faster than a vault door at the Federal Reserve, and every day you wait is a day that someone else could be claiming your fortune. The demand for these coins is so aggressive that even examples in mid-range condition are sparking bidding wars that resemble gladiatorial combat in the digital age. You have spent your life providing for others and building a foundation. So now it is time to let a mistake from 1955 provide for you in a way that ensures you never have to worry about a bill or a budget ever again. Imagine the silence in the room as you reveal a 1955 double die to a professional grader, and the look of envy on their face when they realize they are looking at a near $1 million rarity. This is about more than just money. It is about the prestige and the authoritative status that comes with being a top-tier coin owner in a market that rewards the bold. Do you really want to be the person who hears about another record-breaking sale next month and wonders if that coin was the one you threw in a tip jar 5 years ago? The time for wondering is over, and the time for dominant action is here, because the wealthy lifestyle you desire is literally cents away from being your daily reality. The connection between 1955 and today is a bridge built of pure opportunity, where a simple manufacturing error has become the most sought-after asset in the modern economy. Collectors are not just looking for old coins. They are looking for the specific, high-value 1955 plain errors that define an era of American excellence and rarity. As the dollar fluctuates and markets shift, these tangible assets only grow in power and desirability, making them the ultimate hedge for your future and the most exciting investment you will ever make. You are now part of an elite circle of individuals who know the secret of the 1955 penny, and that knowledge is the most valuable tool in your arsenal for achieving true financial independence. Take a deep breath and realize that your path to millions doesn't require a lottery ticket or a risky stock tip. It requires a keen eye and a bit of 1950s history. The $876,000 valuation is just the beginning, as the scarcity of the 1955 no-mint mark penny continues to drive its worth into the stratosphere with every passing year. This is your moment to claim your seat at the table of the wealthy, to secure your family's future, and to live the life of luxury that you have earned through your dedication and your newfound expertise in the world's most valuable small change errors. The hunt is on, the stakes are millions, and the prize is a 1955 treasure that is waiting for you to find it. Imagine for a moment that the small, copper-colored disc sitting at the bottom of your forgotten change jar is not just a cent, but a key to a life you have only ever dreamed of living. For the hardworking American between the ages of 30 and 65, the 1956 wheat penny represents more than just a piece of history. It represents a tangible opportunity to bridge the gap between financial stability and true generational wealth. We often overlook the mundane objects in our lives, but in the world of high-stakes numismatics, that tiny D mint mark under the date is currently commanding the kind of attention usually reserved for fine art or luxury real estate. You might be walking past a fortune every single day, leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars on your dresser or in your car's cup holder, simply because you haven't been told what to look for by an expert. The current market is experiencing an unprecedented surge in demand for high-grade 1956 Denver minted pennies, with elite specimens and specific errors reaching a staggering valuation of $685,000. This is not a hobby for the faint of heart. It is a high-reward pursuit for those who understand that value is often hidden in plain sight. Are you really going to be the person who let a $500,000 legacy slip through their fingers because you were too busy to check your pockets? The fear of missing out on such a life-altering sum is real, and it should be, because these coins are being snatched up by wealthy investors who know that the supply of these pristine errors is dwindling every single day. Wealthy individuals don't work harder. They work smarter by recognizing assets that others ignore. This specific 1956 D wheat penny is the ultimate asset because it carries the weight of the American spirit and the scarcity of a manufacturing anomaly. When we talk about a $685,000 price point, we are talking about a total transformation of your lifestyle, retiring early, traveling the globe, and securing your family's future for decades. The urgency to find these coins has never been higher, as the numismatic market is currently on fire, with collectors aggressively bidding to own a piece of this copper gold mine. To find the needle in the haystack, you must first understand the haystack itself, and the 1956 D wheat penny is a masterclass in subtle perfection and rare imperfection. The Denver Mint was working overtime during the mid-50s, and in that rush, a legendary error was born, the repunched mint mark, or RPM. This occurs when the D was struck into the die more than once, creating a shadowed or doubled effect that makes the coin a statistical anomaly. Now, you might be asking yourself if you need a microscope or a PhD to see this, but the truth is, once you know what to look for, the error stands out like a beacon of profit. Is it a double D? Or are you just seeing double because you're thinking about that new beach house? In all seriousness, the clarity and the specific orientation of that D can be the difference between a coin worth a few cents and one that pays off your entire mortgage. Beyond the mint mark itself, the condition of the coin is what elevates it into the stratosphere of the elite. We are looking for red designations, coins that have retained their original, fiery copper luster, as if they were struck this morning rather than nearly 70 years ago. When a coin achieves a grade like MS67 or higher with a confirmed mint mark error, it becomes a trophy. The demand for these super coins is so high that auctions have become battlegrounds for the ultra-wealthy. These investors aren't just buying copper. They are buying the rarest survivors of a bygone era. You are looking for a coin that has avoided the scratches of circulation and the dullness of oxidation, standing as a pristine testament to American industrial history. Think about the sheer volume of pennies produced in 1956 and then realize how few have survived in this holy grail condition. This scarcity is exactly what drives the price to that $685,000 mark. It is a simple law of economics. High demand and near zero supply equal massive wealth for the owner. You have the authority to claim this wealth if you take the time to inspect your collection with the precision of a professional. Don't let someone else find the treasure that is currently sitting in your attic or your safe deposit box. The hunt is on, and the rewards are reserved for those who are diligent, focused, and ready to act when they spot that distinctive D error. The transition from a coin hunter to a wealthy seller is a journey of prestige and strategic execution. Once you have identified a potential 1956 D error, you are no longer just a person with a penny. You are a guardian of a high-value asset. The process of having your coin professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC is the final step in validating your fortune. When that plastic slab comes back with a high grade and a confirmed error, your life changes instantly. You aren't just selling a coin. You are facilitating a high-end transaction that puts you in the same room as the most successful investors in the country. The positive momentum of the current market means that auction houses are desperate for quality inventory, and they will roll out the red carpet for an owner of a $685,000 wheat penny. Imagine the feeling of the gavel falling and knowing that your bank account has just increased by over $500,000. That is the power of the 1956 D wheat penny. This is the ultimate rags to riches tool that requires no special degree or corporate ladder climbing. Just a keen eye and the willingness to look where others are too blind to see. The wealth you generate from such a find isn't just for you. It's a legacy for your children and a testament to your ability to recognize true value. The market is waiting, the collectors are ready, and the money is sitting there, essentially frozen in time since 1956, just waiting for you to defrost it.do. Not wait for another year to pass while these coins continue to disappear into private collections, never to be seen again. The time to strike is right now, while the valuation is at its peak and the interest in Wheaties is at an all-time high. You have been given the knowledge, you understand the stakes, and you know the incredible rewards that await. This is your moment to turn a common cent into an uncommon fortune. Take charge of your financial destiny today and start searching with the confidence of someone who knows they are destined for greatness. The $685,000 prize is out there, and it belongs to the person who refuses to settle for anything less than the best. Imagine for a moment that the small, copper disc jingling in your pocket or gathering dust in a forgotten kitchen jar isn't just loose change, but the golden ticket to a life of absolute financial freedom. We often overlook the mundane, yet for the savvy collector and the ambitious seeker of wealth, the year 1956 holds a secret that transcends the boundaries of ordinary currency. You are standing on the precipice of a discovery that most people will walk right past without a second thought, but you aren't most people. You belong to a group of individuals who understand that true value is often hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone with the vision and the drive to claim it. Are you ready to stop searching for pennies and start looking for a legacy? The 1956 wheat penny with no mint mark is a masterpiece of American history, but among the millions minted in Philadelphia that year, there exists a titan of the numismatic world. This isn't just a hobby. It's a high-stakes hunt for a treasure that has recently commanded a breathtaking market value of $678,000. Think about that figure for a second, over $500,000 for a single cent. Does the thought of holding that much power in the palm of your hand make your heart race? Or are you afraid you've already spent a fortune at the grocery store self-checkout? The urgency of this moment cannot be overstated because while you sit here, other collectors are scouring estate sales and private hoards to find the very coin that could retire you tomorrow. That we live in an era where the elite are those who know what others do not. And today, you are being invited into the inner circle of coin royalty. This 1956 Philadelphia strike represents the pinnacle of the Eisenhower era, a time of American prosperity and booming industry. But while the country was building highways, the mint was inadvertently building a path to riches for someone exactly like you. This is the ultimate rags to riches catalyst, a symbol of the American dream that fits between your thumb and forefinger. We are talking about a level of demand that is currently skyrocketing as institutional investors and private billionaires pivot toward tangible assets that hold their value better than any volatile stock market ever could. To find the $678,000 specimen, you must develop the eye of a connoisseur and the precision of a diamond grader. The 1956 penny without a mint mark signifies it was birthed in the Philadelphia Mint. But what separates the common cent from the king of coins is its breathtaking state of preservation. We are looking for red designations, coins that have maintained their original, fiery copper luster for over 6 decades, as if they were struck only moments ago. When a coin reaches the prestigious grade of MS-67 or higher, it ceases to be money and becomes fine art. Is your eyesight still sharp enough to spot a miracle? Or should we call in the neighborhood cat to help you look? In all seriousness, the perfection required for this valuation is rare, making the few existing examples the most hunted objects in the United States today. The market is currently witnessing a massive surge in error hunting, where microscopic imperfections during the striking process turn a standard coin into a unique historical artifact. For the 1956 wheat cent, we look for double dies or clipped planchets that occurred during the frantic production cycles of the mid-50s. These errors are the fingerprints of destiny. When you find a 1956 penny with a flawless strike and a unique minting anomaly, you aren't just holding copper. You are holding a contract for a new home, a luxury vehicle, or the ultimate vacation. The demand for these specific errors is so aggressive that auction houses are seeing bidding wars that resemble gladiatorial combat. Every second you wait is a second someone else is moving closer to your prize. Why is this specific coin worth $678,000 right now? It's a matter of pure, unadulterated scarcity meeting an obsessed market of high-net-worth individuals. As the world becomes more digital, the physical rarity of a pristine 1956 wheat penny becomes a fortress of wealth. This is about more than just collecting. It is about asset protection and the thrill of the ultimate find. You have the opportunity to leverage your time and your keen intuition to secure a future that most people only dream of while watching television. There is no room for hesitation here. The elite collectors of the world are hungry, and they are willing to pay a premium to whoever brings the next red beauty to the auction block. The journey from a humble penny to a $678,000 windfall is a path paved with persistence and the refusal to accept a mediocre lifestyle. You have the information, you have the context, and now you have the authority to go out and claim what is yours. Imagine the look on the faces of those around you when you reveal that your wealth didn't come from a lottery or a lucky break, but from your superior knowledge and your ability to spot a diamond in the rough. This is how legacies are built, not through labor alone, but through the intelligence to recognize a life-changing opportunity when it presents itself. Do you want to be the person who hears about someone else's success? Or do you want to be the person the world is talking about? The current market value of $678,000 is a beacon of hope for anyone who believes in the power of the American spirit. This value isn't a fluke. It is a testament to the enduring allure of the wheat penny and the massive demand from investors who want to diversify into high-end numismatics. You are currently holding the keys to a kingdom of wealth if you simply take the time to look through your collection with the intensity this search deserves. This is your moment to transition from the everyday grind to a lifestyle of luxury, where your time is your own and your financial security is ironclad. If you found $500,000 on the sidewalk, you wouldn't walk past it, would you? Then don't walk past your change jar ever again. As we conclude this deep dive into the 1956 no-mint mark miracle, remember that the only thing standing between you and a wealthy lifestyle is the action you take today. The market is hot, the buyers are ready with their checkbooks open, and the coins are out there waiting to be discovered. Be bold, be meticulous, and above all, be ready for the moment your life changes forever. You are a hunter of history and a seeker of fortune, and the 1956 wheat penny is your ultimate prize. Go forth with the confidence of someone who knows their worth, and soon the world will know it too. Your journey to $1 million portfolio starts with a single cent. Imagine holding the literal weight of your future in the palm of your hand. A small, unassuming copper disc that most people would ignore if they saw it lying on a sidewalk. For the sophisticated collector and the visionary investor, that single cent is not just currency but a golden ticket to a life of absolute financial freedom and prestige. We are talking about the legendary 1957 wheat penny, a coin that has recently shattered expectations and set the numismatic world on fire with a staggering market valuation of $765,000. This is not just a hobby. It is a high-stakes hunt for hidden treasure that exists right under the noses of the uninformed public, and today, we are going to unlock the secrets of how you can identify this masterpiece and claim your seat among the wealthy elite. The fear of missing out on a life-changing discovery is a powerful motivator, and rightfully so, because every day these rare 1957 errors are being lost to circulation or sitting forgotten in old coffee cans across America. You have to ask yourself a very serious question. How many times have you looked at a handful of change and seen only pennies, when you should have been seeing a down payment on a luxury estate or a debt-free retirement? The 1957 Denver Mint strike is particularly special because it represents the sunset years of the iconic wheat penny design, and when a specific minting error occurs on a coin of such high historical significance, the value doesn't just climb, it explodes. We are entering an era where tangible assets are king, and a coin with this level of rarity is the ultimate hedge against uncertainty, offered only to those with the eye to see it. Now, you might be thinking that your coins are just ordinary scraps of metal, but let me interrupt that thought with a bit of reality. Most people spend their lives working for money, while the truly wealthy let the money they already own work for them by finding assets that appreciate at astronomical rates. Why would a 1957 penny be worth more than a fleet of luxury cars? It comes down to a perfect storm of strike quality, a specific D over D or repunched mint mark, and a pristine red designation that makes the coin look as if it were struck this morning rather than over 60 years ago. Have you ever wondered if the person who sold the last record-breaking penny felt a sense of relief, or was it pure, unadulterated adrenaline as the auction hammer fell? That feeling of triumph is exactly what we are chasing today, and the market demand for these high-grade errors has never been more aggressive. The technical brilliance of the 1957 error is found in the minute details that separate a common cent from a $750,000 asset. You are looking for a coin that possesses an extraordinary luster and a strike so sharp that every single line of the wheat stalks on the reverse stands out with architectural precision. This isn't about finding a lucky penny. It's about recognizing a manufacturing miracle where the Denver Mint's machinery failed in just the right way to create a unique specimen. When you find a coin that combines a double die obverse or a significant mint mark displacement with an MS-67 or higher grade, you aren't just looking at a coin. You are looking at a masterpiece of American history that the world's most powerful billionaires are fighting to add to their private vaults. The urgency to act now cannot be overstated because the numismatic market is currently experiencing a massive influx of capital from investors who are tired of the stock market's volatility. These collectors are desperate for holy grail items like the 1957 $765,000 error, and they are willing to pay a premium to anyone who can produce a certified, high-grade example. Imagine the doors that open when you have nearly $1 million in liquid capital from a single transaction. You aren't just selling a penny. You are buying time, you are buying luxury, and you are securing a legacy for your family that will last for generations. Does it sound too good to be true? Only to those who lack the courage to look closely at what they already possess. As we move toward the final realization of what this coin represents, you must understand that the elite lifestyle you've dreamed of is often separated from your current reality by nothing more than a few millimeters of copper. The 1957 D-Wheat penny is a symbol of the American dream, proving that even the smallest things can carry the greatest value if they are rare enough and desired enough. Every time you pass a coin shop or an estate sale, you should feel a surge of excitement, knowing that you have the knowledge to spot a fortune that others will walk right past. The demand is at an all-time high, the supply is dwindling, and the only question remaining is whether you will be the one to present the next record-breaking coin to the world. To ensure you are fully prepared to capitalize on this incredible market, you need to begin auditing your collection with a professional lens immediately, focusing on the 1957D with an uncompromising eye for quality. This is your moment to transition from a casual observer to a serious player in the world of high-value rare coins. The journey to a seven-figure portfolio starts with a single cent, and the 1957D error is the most powerful starting point you could ever hope for. This is your time to be bold, to be thorough, and to claim the wealth that is rightfully yours through the incredible power of rare American coinage.